It some more.
Well, they slowed down and they got the big huck upfield. Now they're moving it around.
And there's Regacki.
That's whose hands they want it in. One of their best throwers.
Oh!
And it's a goal. Sarah Wentworth comes down with the goal for the Australians.
Great layout attempt on defense there that we saw, but Regacki just put it where only Wentworth could catch it.
It was very well timed. Regacki's got great hands. Sarah made a nice cut to the end zone. Goal, Australia.
Such great effort, though, on that play on defense.
It really was. It was very close, hotly contested. Sarah made a hard run for it. She's got extra motivation. She had a surprise this morning when her boyfriend Sasha showed up. He watched the Canada-Australia game last night on the internet. They won. They made the gold medal game, and Sasha bought some plane tickets, jumped on a plane, and got here just this morning.
Wow. I imagine her emotions are just boiling over.
It's got to be really exciting for her, and she's certainly looking to put on a show.
Well, she comes home with the score to tie this thing up at 4. Looks like it's going to be staying close all game long.
So far, we've seen 2 turnovers on that 1 point, but both teams seem really competent and confident with the disc in their hands. Seems like Will Deaver is going to be making it back into the lineup, which is definitely going to help the United States handling the disc.
And the pull by Dowell, a guy that you faced once upon a time, huh?
I have squared off against Matt Dowell. The Australians toured the United States last year briefly, and they stopped through Princeton where my team Pike practices, and we had a good little scrimmage against them last July.
It's pretty amazing the way Ultimate is now spread all over the world.
It really is worldwide. Anywhere you go, you can find a pickup game, you can find people you've probably faced somewhere else, and people always love to throw a disc around.
Tied at 4 in the first half as Chase has to do a little hurdling, and now we have a great interception by Owen Shepard. The Aussies can take the lead.
That was an incredible defensive play, and here's the throw, and we have our first break of the game. The Australians go up by 1 on a ridiculously nice layout catch block by Owen Shepard.
And now the Aussies with a 5-4 lead as Granny, can't get over that nickname, comes home with it.
Ultimate definitely lends itself to nicknames, and Granny, it might be a curious one, but I've heard a lot worse.
And we'll find out what Jude's nickname was when we come back to Duisburg, Germany after this on CSTV. Adam Zucker and Jude Travers-Frazier back with you in Duisburg. You know, we've made a couple football references, and Jude, we're about to see another pull here, which is like a kickoff in football. What other sports would you compare Ultimate to besides football?
Well, Ultimate's got a lot in common with soccer as well as football. The continuity of play until a goal is scored, the way that if there's a turnover of any sort, the other team immediately picks it up and begins moving, is very much like soccer or even lacrosse.
And we were also talking about nicknames that you say are abundant in this sport. Your nickname, I heard you had a few, but you can only mention one.
Well, I picked up Widowmaker somewhere along the line. I think I leveled somebody one day. It was very unintentional, but he hit the ground hard, and it just stuck from there.
And that's not within the spirit of the game, is it now?
Not so much. It wasn't intentional. Will Deaver has made it back into the lineup. He's back on the field. Good for you, Will Deaver.
Yeah, and Michael Namkung also in there now. Flick up to Jess Witt, the U.S., trying to get control back in this game here.
Well, they are down a break, and there it is.
Wow. Sliding in the end zone, Deb Cussin from Deaver. I guess the calf is okay.
Calf seems fine, the throw is there, and what a great catch in the end zone.
He zipped that thing, even though he's not Zipperstein.
He's not Zipperstein, but he wants to win with a passion.
And the Aussies are cussin' as it's 5-5. We're tied again.
So far, you know, the one break, that's the only difference in the game. U.S. is going to have to get that back at some point, but we're still very early in the game. There's a lot of time left to play.
Tied at 5, and of course Jude said time, but there really is no clock in Ultimate. We'll have halftime when one of these teams reaches 7, and then the game goes to 13 as long as someone is up by 2. When they score that 13th goal.
That's right. There's There would be a cap only if it got too dark to play, but otherwise they'll go until somebody scores the right number of goals.
And is there such thing as too wet to play? I guess, no one wants lightning coming down, but I guess you find your inner Rambo when the rain's coming down and you're playing Ultimate?
You're absolutely right, Adam. If it's lightning, any good tournament director will call off the games or at least postpone them until the lightning ends. But I've played in several inches deep of water. You just like to go for it. Sometimes sliding and laying out when it's wet is a lot more fun than when the ground is hard.
And Chase throwing one hard. The Aussies get it at their own goal line. Are they running set plays here? Are the Aussies doing that, or is this just kind of, get open?
They have some structure to what they're doing. They're definitely trying. Oh, we've got a turnover. The U.S. gets it back.
Yeah, the structure didn't work so well there. The U.S. has it and trying to take the lead as they work it upfield. Cussin with the disc, knocking on the door.
The U.S. could use this opportunity to get back on top.
And here's a chance. Chase throws it. Oh, there they go. That was a quick one.
It was Zip who threw the nice short goal to Mike, and what a great easy goal. An excellent block by Miranda Roth to get the turn for the U.S., and we're back on serve.
And Michael Namkung, it didn't even look like he wanted to hold the disc after he scored.
He was excited to have scored the goal, get it out of his hands, let him go take a breather on the sideline.
And Mike's a guy who he was actually in Finland last year, part of the Santa Barbara Condors, who showed up for the World Ultimate and Guts Championships.
Condors won U.S. Nationals 2 years ago, and in doing so, they earned the right to go and represent the United States at the World Ultimate and Guts Championships. It's very highly prestigious. Only one team per country gets to go, and Mike, certainly a core member of the Condors team.
And speaking of guts, we just saw Mike on the sideline. It looks like he has like a blue patch on his neck. That's not people's televisions glowing. That's something else.
No, he's wearing kinesio tape, which is supposed to increase blood flow to certain areas. He's actually got it all over his chest and shoulders, although you can only see a little bit coming up his neck.
Well, I think running around on the field in Duisburg will also help the blood flow as the U.S. now leads 6-5. Thanks to Namkung making the catch.
The Australians are back on offense, looking to try and tie the game up and get back on defense so they can take the lead again.
We were talking before that last turnover about set plays as, whoa, U.S. almost comes away with another turnover there. It looks like the Aussies are just running wild. Or are they running set plays here? And are they going to benefit from more height advantage? I guess you don't need set plays when you got Ragaki on your team.
What a great hammer. Potsy puts up a perfect throw. It was to a well-covered, well-defended Tom Ragaki, but Ragaki just skied in the air and came down with it.
Boy, the U.S. needs to have some of their players hang from a pull-up bar and get some height for this guy.
They certainly do. They might have been fooled. Ragaki and Matt Dowell in yesterday's game were playing mostly handler positions, and I was told by their coach, O'Brien, that they did that intentionally to give them a little bit of a rest. So the U.S. might not be used to seeing Ragaki heading towards the end zone, but he sure made him pay the price there.
I imagine the U.S. players must have seen this guy and thought, he's gonna be trying to out-jump us in the end zone.
He certainly is tall, but he's a remarkably good handler, and so they may well have thought that he's just one of those tall guys who'd rather stay around the disc and not